Disclaimer, I do not dislike CinemaSins, and that is not a lie. For my next Everything Wrong with CinemaSins video, I'm going to be seeing the video on the Boxtrolls. Enjoy, everyone.
While I'd love to give props for integrating two logos seamlessly into the movie in just 15 seconds, the fact that there is a box labeled Focus Features and one labeled Leica in this actual world is making my head collapse in on itself.
And that's here to fit with this movie about trolls who wear boxes for clothes, which also give them their names, hence Boxtrolls.
The unspeakable has happened. We must speak of it immediately.
The movie is just pointing out its own sins, as if that has ever made anyone immune to the will of the sin counter.
Well, this is here because Snatcher is attempting to claim the theft of eggs as a tragedy to get Lord Portly Ride to make a deal with him, which is that if he eliminates every box troll with proof, then Lord Portly Ride will allow him to join the White Hats.
Horrible tragedy. Let's deal with it in the morning.
Parrots!
Well, this is supposed to be establishing Lord Portly Rind as a selfish man who only cares about cheese, making Winnie want his attention.
All right then, but prepare to say bye-bye to your brie.
Marvel's future response when fans don't show up for the Marvels somehow makes it into the script.
Jeremy says something random cliche.
I will destroy every last box troll in this town.
I assure you we would have caught on by the end of the movie that this guy is evil without him being so extra right now.
Well, even without this part here, I'm sure that you would have figured out Snatcher is the villain of this movie well before the end of it, my dude.
Hide your tender and delicious babies.
Assuming you know the relative taste and delicateness of someone's infant.
Well, he's more so saying that because everyone in Cheesebridge thinks that the Boxtrolls ate eggs when they stole him, which isn't true.
Animators making this top-heavy bullshit with 3 wheels, so I have to feel the anxiety of an impending rollover for the whole film.
Well, you don't really have to feel that way, so maybe you could instead watch the movie, try to find actual flaws, and enjoy it. It's pretty great in my opinion.
I'm just gonna get this out of the way now. This movie is visually stunning and so inventive. The amount of effort and artistry that is on display in every frame is astonishing, and I'd be a troll if I didn't take a sin off for it. But also, I actually am a troll.
I agree that this movie is stunning visually, but you just contradicted that sin removal there, JR.
Admiring your number 2.
Jimmy makes an inappropriate comment cliche, and yes, I'm applying that line not just to the sexual jokes.
We are the good guys.
And now we know they are the bad guys.
Yeah, but that's who Mr. Pickles and Mr. Trout are as characters. They believe they're doing the right thing since they see the Boxtrolls as monsters, which they realize isn't the case later in the movie when Winnie asks them if they are really pest exterminators or evil henchmen.
Having Mr. Gristle crash through this fence just so we'd do a Kool-Aid Man outtake.
Nah, it's more so to establish that unlike Mr. Trout and Mr. Pickles, Mr. Gristle is more than willing to go along with Snatcher's schemes.
Not locking the very obvious entrance to your super secret hideout. Oh, and also having a sign that directly indicates this is the entrance to your super secret hideout.
Pretty sure the people in Cheesebridge put up that sign, not the Boxtrolls themselves.
This nightly game of Jenga scared me into thinking I got roped into another Cube prequel. Cardboard Cube, and you thought paper cuts were bad.
Okay, but that's not a sin of the movie, that's a sin for you, and so I will be giving out my award here.
Considering fish and eggs are named after their box choices, the movie really fails us by not giving us more on how this character feels about being named Knickers.
I'm sure he's fine with it, considering he wears a pair of those under his box.
This warped-ass record with nonsense grooves actually plays music.
I can see why, since the Boxtrolls are inventors, and the things that they have made in their cavern have been shown to work.
Also, this is the least barbershop quartet music to ever barbershop quartet.
So, aren't you going to give some explanation for that, Jeremy?
Making me scared they're gonna Jack Harmon this kid.
And Jeremy's gonna make a pop culture reference here.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, so?
Boxtrolls.
Thinking a single trash can lid is enough for you to start making us roll credits.
But Boxtrolls had already been said before this part of the movie, so I don't think that the roll credits sin works right here, Jeremy.
Boy, why would she call me that?
Not understanding a simple word from the language that you inexplicably speak fluently.
And that's because Eggs thinks he's a Boxtroll because he's been raised by them and doesn't yet know that he's actually a human boy.
Lord Portly Rind now wears the hat he had sent off to be cleaned for a smudge of brie, even though it hasn't been cleaned, and had additional smudges of soot. A clear indication that the hat being sent for a washing was something the plot required and not him.
Well, yeah, otherwise we would not have a movie.
Did see a boy.
Yes, we know. We saw him too. Sorry, just assumed you were talking to us since you're still talking out loud in an empty room.
Well, she kinda is and isn't, since she's trying to convince herself that she's not crazy since Lord Portly Rind didn't believe her.
Our holding hands will be the key to surviving this 100-foot fall!
Nah, and more so hinges on Fish and Shoe getting in their boxes and then 3 of them landing on an awning to safely land on the ground.
Wait, was his hand powering the record? Or did the player just randomly run out of juice the second he decided to lift his finger?
I think it was more so the latter.
I'll find you, fish.
Finding Nemo ripoffs.
But Eggs doesn't spend the entire movie looking for fish, so this movie isn't really ripping off Finding Nemo.
Also, that's right, the one day Eggs decides to go topside is the exact day of the year they celebrate his disappearance.
And without that, Eggs wouldn't know that the citizens of Cheesebridge think the Boxtrolls are monsters, and the movie wouldn't happen at all.
Also, look, exposition via a highly detailed song and a drag show is one of the best possible expositions for sure, but dragposition is still forced exposition and therefore technically a sin.
Sinning something you like.
But of course, Winnie's just now leaving the stage so Eggs can see her, even though she's been done for ages, because how else is the movie supposed to put these two together again?
Yeah, and like I said before, there'd be no movie if this didn't happen.
Special wacky wiener deal.
Pointing things out on the screen.
Knocking over a bunch of apples just because they're in your way certainly makes you an asshole.
Remember though, Eggs has been raised by the Boxtrolls and lived underground all his life, so he doesn't know how humans do things.
There are mountains of baby bones and rivers of blood.
Psychotic kids.
Well, part of who Winnie is that she's enraptured by the stories of the Boxtrolls and disappointed later when she finds out they don't eat people.
How do I get there? Curds whey. Milk turns into it.
This fallen symbol would be excellent at CinemaSins.
I mean, that's pretty much how it goes with jokes like that.
Let's grasp our dreams and shove them down everyone's throats.
Twitter, or whatever Elon's calling Twitter these days.
Jeremy says something random cliche.
This sin is for me pausing this movie right at the point where our antagonist has 6 arms and never being able to sleep again.
Jeremy sins himself cliche.
Also, this table spins a full 1.5 times before the cheese plate arrives in front of him, and that seems unlikely.
But if that's what the movie is saying happened, then it's what happened.
Mother of sausage.
Holy meatloaf.
The mutual disappointment of my college girlfriend and I seeing each other's naughty bits for the first time makes its way into the script.
Jeremy makes an inappropriate comment cliche.
You've got to help me, fish.
It's true, like they always say, teach a fish to escape. Wait, fish for an escape, boy lives for a day.
Next.
Open the workshop, Mr. Trout.
Bad guys wait for the perfect moment to reveal the workshop to Eggs and the audience.
Narration.
I can only assume your disbelief is that a man could be suspended upside down like that for any extended length of time and survive.
I'm pretty sure Eggs' reaction was more towards the fact that he doesn't know who Herbert is and he has yet to learn that he's his biological father.
Free hotel breakfasts.
Jeremy says something random cliche.
He says, a long time ago, there was a kind man.
Funny because I heard I'm going to now deliver a bunch of exposition via flashback.
And that exposition is needed here so that we can learn how Eggs ended up with the Boxtrolls.
Who's up for a jelly break?
No one, stop it.
This isn't a sin because you're just speaking to the characters here as if they can hear you and, like the Birdman says, yelling at the screen.
Holy Jesus. Damn. We did not need to see that.
Sure, that is gross, but it's here because this is the movie showing us that Eggs doesn't quite understand how things work in Cheesebridge.
People are just mean and selfish. They're monsters.
It wouldn't be a movie if our protagonist didn't hit rock bottom right before the third act.
Well, yeah, since that's how storytelling works in movies.
Instead of trying to kill the Boxtrolls, why is he not marketing and selling this incredible vacuum technology?
Because of the deal he made with Lord Portly Rind at the beginning.
You changed your nature.
I'm a Boxtroll and I stockpiling, so you can too.
Did he though? He's a human, and they're Boxtrolls, whatever they may be.
Well, despite Eggs being human, he did still rescue Fish and attempted to speak for the Boxtrolls when he went to the ball at Winnie's place.
We will eventually find out that these shaking boxes means the Boxtrolls got out of their boxes. But all 125 of them doing this that quickly without disturbing the stack of boxes is some Harry Copperfield and Teller kind of shit, and I'm not buying it.
But even if you don't believe it, this is still what the movie's showing you.
You will love a floor hero.
The theory behind every single TV show made after 2007 somehow makes it into the movie.
Jeremy says something random cliche.
Who brought the bucket of leeches? And why?
That's just extra information the movie does not need to explain, and if it tried to, it would just slow down the runtime.
How? I saw you crushed.
You did not, you asshole.
But he did see the machine crush the boxes, and he didn't know they got out of their boxes, so yeah, he did see them get crushed.
But you've broken our agreement.
Why is he talking like Madame Frou? Oh my god. I regret so much.
Do you regret how poorly that joke continues to age? Because I think that's what you should be regretting here.
Nah, he more so regrets falling for Snatcher's lies and manipulations.
This asshole got his hat back.
Pointing things out on the screen.
Seriously, did she even have another line after her first and only line at the party? How do you cast Toni Collette and then have her do absolutely nothing?
I have no problem with your main point, but I would like to mention that I counted at least 5 lines from Toni Collette, not 1. And here's the end result, everybody. This in total is 297, and the sentence will be cheese allergy. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have a nice day.